Excited. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell. I'm not even facing the right camera. That's my bad. I have a couple cameras on me. But hello, my name is Lo, and I am currently a communications senior at Johnson C. Smith University, JCSU. And this is my first live stream, like ever. Well, technically, I've been on Instagram Live on a separate occasion, but I'm super excited because today I'm going to take a trip down memory lane. And that memory lane involves me talking about a childhood game that I have been hooked onto ever since I was a kid. I know that the Sims games have been around, I want to say since around the early 2000s. Don't quote me on that. But I remember as a kid, I always saw it as the Sims games, either Sims 1, 2, 3. I don't even know how many numbers they have. But I always thought of it as like this big, like expensive computer game where you have all these customizations. You have to buy bundles, you have to buy packs, you have to do all this stuff. It's basically a, hey, you can play it, but you have to pay for it type of scenario. And I was kind of bummed, but I knew that I had other alternatives. And that other alternative is called Sims Freeplay. And I remember a little while ago, shout out to Symphony if you're ever going to see this, but I recently re-downloaded Sims Freeplay, just to see what was going on because I did that a couple times in the past where I just like logged into an old game to see if there's any free stuff, like what have they changed, what have they kept the same. And I remember, and I was in the library hanging out with my friend Jocelyn. I was playing this game. I saw 70 for a brief second, and then she realized I was playing Sims Free Play, and she was like, she put my hand on on my shoulder, and she's like, "I like you a little bit more because what you know about Sims Free Play." That shocked me because a lot of people don't really know about this game. Um, let me see if I can do some quick research real right now. But Sims Freeplay has been around for a little bit. It originally, its initial release was in 2011. I was 8 years old when it came out, but I would not have discovered this until later on. I want to say elementary school, middle school is when I picked up on it and started to play it a little bit more religiously. And then, of course, as time goes on, you get a little bit more busy. But yeah, it's been around since 2011, so let's see. What's the exact date? The exact date is December 15th. So soon it will celebrate its 15th birthday, which is crazy. I'm older than this game. Wow. But basically Sims Free Play. I'll just show you a little bit what's going on right now. If y'all can see this. Oh my gosh, that quality is insane. Let's freaking go. But this is one of the new factors that they added in this game. So before I get into that, I just want to talk about the game. The reason why I really liked it is because, like similar to The Sims, people look to put in a bunch of customizable characters. They look to build their sim town, um, go on particular, whether it's like mandatory quests or like special quests, and unlock all different types of stuff. They definitely added a bunch of new things, new elements, new factors in this game, but they also kept a bunch of things the same. And one of those new things where actually, let me just show you what the home screen looks like. So this is what the home screen looks like. Again, it has the Sims, it has the green diamond, you know what it is, except this is free play at the bottom. And then this is one of the most recent factors that they add into this game. Totally forgot about that I made a purchase. Or not purchase, an order. They added in this factor called it's basically a farmer's market. And I remember a while ago, this didn't exist. A while ago, you could buy garden patches for maybe 10 to 20 simoleons. And then, depending on the type of plant that you wanted to make, you could have Sims plant plant the crops, water it, whatnot, harvest it in order to get simoleons back. So you have to pay for simoleons, or I think even lifestyle points for particular plants, but you could get that back. So like you pay for this and then you get some. revenue in return. And but this time around, since they added this in, basically, if you log in right here, you see that you have all these orders. And within these orders, you have to basically, and don't get me wrong, I understand farmers markets, this is cute and all, but why is the farmers market 24/7? There's no closing time. There's no closing time. And all of these orders, all these different produce and whatnot, you have to use your own simoleon money to get this back. And they also added a feature where if you see this special dude right here, actually no, the one with the graphics by his profile, their profile, my bad. Um you can get construction material. A while back, a while back, if you had a particular store, a particular community space, as they call it in the game, that you want to buy and you wanted to construct, you, as long as you had the simoleon money, you were good to go. But I don't know when they added this, but in addition to having the simoleon money, which can be up there if you're not paying big bucks, if you're not putting in a lot of money towards this game, you have to have particular construction material plus the simoleon money, and then you can build the particular community space. And that community space can be at least over half a million simoleons. It depends on what level you're at because the more you build, the more expensive things will get. Digital capitalism. But yeah, so they have like we have a hammer, we have wood, we have nails. They need to add more orders where it has wood. I have I think 4 or 5 hammers. I have 5 nails. If y'all can change that where they could add wood more, that'd be greatly appreciated. But I found that interesting because I remember a while back they didn't have anything like that. They just had the simple garden patches. If you want to produce plants, if you want to grow your own little garden, then you could. And then when I realized this, I was like, oh shoot, this is really new. Let me see if I can still produce plants back at my one of my Sims homes. And it's basically a decoration now. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. And then let me just show you because let's see, one thing that I'm kind of interested in building at some point in time is the mall. So you can see how it requires it takes particular number of hours, requires a lot of simoleons. I do not have that amount on me right now. And then also has construction material. A while back, if you just had the money, then you were good. The building would construct itself. So yeah, that's a big change that I was thinking to myself, okay, why would anyone like change this up like off the rip? It's insane. And then I remember a while back, I will show one of the houses, but they also changed it to depending on actually, let me talk about that in just a moment. And then we have daily tasks, and those daily tasks are connected to my apologies. Say hi there, folks. The daily tasks are connected to keys. And a fun thing about keys is that depending on how much you collect over the course of time, you're able to unlock 3 particular boxes or gift boxes per se. There's the common box, which has common items that you could get at the store, but maybe a little less uncommon. We have uncommon items, which feature again uncommon items that you may not be able to get on a whim. And then we have the fortune box, and the fortune box is cool because you get one rare item that is just given out of all the items that they have. I think you get 4 uncommon items and then 15 common items. Let me check that real quick. And I remember, yep, 1, 4, 15. I remember a while back because they they low-key made this game more expensive. Because I remember a while ago, the loot box was 1 key, the common or bounty box was 3 keys, and the fortune box I think was 5. They amped that up to the loot box is now 5. The bounty box is 10, and then the fortune box is 20. They this game really thinks I have money. Just because I played this game here and there, that doesn't mean I have simoleon or life or even lifestyle points like that, man. But I recently have been trying to, I think a couple times, I saved enough coins because they also featured this bunny dude. I have not seen this guy in my prior days of playing this game, but apparently he's just like a icon, I guess, a mascot of sorts, where if you log in for a week, 7 days, and fill out all of these different activities, then you can get XP and keys, which eventually, if you fill out all of the days, then you can get enough keys to get a fortune box. And I remember a while ago when I was super young, I was like very impatient on getting a fortune box because I was thinking, okay, maybe like what if it's not worth it? And I would just do the common or bounty box. But after not being really satisfied with what I got, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to save for a fortune box. And I was able to do it twice. Um, there's a couple times where I think if you log in on Monday, they release a bunch of like free stuff so you can like check your mail and then you can get some cool stuff, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so right now I currently have 25 Sims out of the 31 cap that I currently have. I made this a while ago, so my Sims are kind right now are based off of fandoms that again relate to my childhood. I have the Addams family, so we have Morticia, we have Gourmets, we have Wednesday, we have Pugsley, and we even have Puber, which if you don't know who Puber is, he is the additional baby to the family. If you haven't watched Addams Family Values, I would say give it a shot. And then Voltron. I could go on a full rant about Voltron, but that's a different world. But I featured characters such as Shiro, Lance, Keith, Pidge, and Hunk. I featured all different types of characters from that show as well. The show itself was pretty good. I think it just kind of took a turn as it kept going on. It kind of lost the plot in a sense. And they could have done one thing, except they tailored towards another thing, and then people had a bunch of beef about that. It's a I'm telling you. And then lastly, we have Scooby Doo characters. So I decided to feature Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and Fred. And here's the thing, right? Um, Pets and Sims Freeplay. I'm not sure about The Sims, but if we're talking about Sims Freeplay, because there's different breedings, just like how there's different breedings of house, different types of residencies that you can put in. Um, some of them are more leaning towards like 1 star or 0 stars if you want to give it that, and others are more luxury. They're a little bit more they're a little bit more attractive in what they provide. And I decided to get this guy from the pet store because out of all of the dog types, he reminded me the most of Scooby. Because I was thinking, okay, if I want to add the mystery gang, I need to add Scooby. That's like, why wouldn't I? And this guy was 5 lifestyle points, and you may think, oh, 5 lifestyle points, like surely that's just a couple of multiple pennies. Lifestyle points and social points are very hard to get in the game. I remember anytime I was able to get lifestyle points for free, I was giggling and kicking my feet cutely as a kid because those are really hard to get. Simoleons, you can get those daily. Lifestyle points, you kind of have to hope and pray that you get some. But look how expensive it goes. It goes from 5 lifestyle points to 18 for a 2 star. So yeah, we have this Greyhound. We have this German Shepherd. Oh, we have this Labrador. We have this Golden Retriever Dalmatian, a Husky, and we finally have a Robodog. Robodog made 80 lifestyle points. And you may think, oh, why do these guys have different rates? It depends on, so as far as I'm aware, the pets, furniture, items that you can put around in the residencies in your sim town, they are either rated 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars. Mainly, I've been trying to lean towards 2 star and 3 star products because depending on if you need to get like an action done in a particular quest or if you want to replenish your sim so they're not kind of like dwindling down in hunger or communication or just like fun activities, then you can use the 3 star tools or 3 star products to make the time pass a little quicker because each action requires a particular amount of time. And one thing that they added in here, which I do not remember seeing, is that for particular like go-to um actions, such as let's say using a kitchen, for example, I'll use Scoopy in just a second. Rose heading down the stairs. And this is the house that he and Fred share. I did make them a couple. Sue me. And they also have a daughter. Sue me again. But basically here, if I click on this, you see like this fast forward button. So if I didn't want to wait 17 seconds because of how impatient I am, I could just click this and then the action would complete itself, which is pretty cool. I wish they had that a while back. Um, so that's a couple, actually several things that they kept new about this game. One thing that I wish that they kind of changed up was the clothing options. And I have beef with the clothing store, right? So I was thinking because the clothing store, fashion store, is a community space. So I was thinking, okay, I can unlock that. I can get a bunch of different stuff. I can get quests done. That can fill out the sim index, and I'm able to go on to the next level. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Apparently, even when you buy the fashion store, and let me pull that up because I have I have beef with this store. It's I wouldn't say the fashion store, but it's basically the salon. The salon, right? So as opposed to just enter the store, there's upgrades where you can also use the construction materials that you get at the farmers market and have it increase revenue. And then you can unlock a bunch of different stuff. I think the next one gives a discount to items in all the clothing stores. And then we have Halt Hall, which says better chance of finding fashion hunter hobby items. And one thing that I don't understand is that I'm thinking, okay, this this store was expensive. Surely I'll be able to get some free stuff, but not. They show you the stuff that you already got, and then they show all this cool stuff, let's say feminine adults and then tattoos and makeup. So you have all these different types of things right here, makeup wise. Makeup wise, and they also added tattoos in here, which is sick. But no, all that costs money. Like, what do you mean? You thought you were gonna get it for free just because you bought the store? What do you mean? Uh, but that was kind of, because even what really sucked, it was so screwed up, is that after, because I was waiting for the store to officially unlock, and before I even see the upgrades, I'm able to see like, oh, how much it is if I was interested in that. It literally let you scroll down all the different things that's a part of the salon. So I'm thinking, okay, like this some of this looks really freaking cool. Maybe I can add my OCs over the course of time, and I'm able to build a sim town featuring my OCs and maybe add more um characters that I might create on a whim. But they said, "Oh no, you thought that all this was For nothing? You thought all this was for free? What do you mean? No, you still have to pay for it. Some things are hella expensive, but you got that, babes. Don't worry. That that pissed me off. I could look, you had to walk from the game for a little bit. No, it's all good. It's all good. Um, but yeah, that's my recap of the game so far. Hopefully down the future I could kind of possibly do a quest on here or maybe go down like a renovation because I don't know, I've seen a couple other people or a couple other YouTubers per se where they play a game and they kind of like look back into it. They will do a bunch of renovations and stuff. So I'm like, okay, if people can do Sims, then I'm pretty sure I could do Sims free play. Hello. So I might do that in the future because this game has had a lot of cool updates. Some things they kept the same, and I low-key wish that they changed it. Yo, if you need like creative, a young creative. Hi. Hi, I am here and I am interested. Um, but no, the graphics of it are pretty cool. I currently have this house that's being built because the Simdex, yeah, so in order to level up or guarantee my level up, I have to build 17 houses. I currently have 16, soon I'll have 17. And I also need to complete a discovery quest. Discovery quest is a little bit tricky because, you know, as a kid, you have all this free time to kind of stare at iPad all day. And before y'all say anything, did I grow up with technology? Yes, but I also played outside. I played with littlest pet shops, Barbies. So I had a balance. I had a 50-50 between electronics and non-electronics. Do not call me, oh, she's just a straight up iPad kid. No, I am not. An iPad kid would define a kid that doesn't think of playing outside or playing with toys that are not connected to a screen as a part of their interests. That's what I define an iPad kid as. Like you will give them something else that's not electronic and they will lose their mind. That was not me. I was like, as long as I have my littlest pet shops, I was heavy on littlest pet shops. And then we good. I can take a break from Sims Freeplay. But those are the level up requirements that I'm working on. And going back to Discovery Quest, because it's time based. And so depending on if you're able to complete the quest in time, you can unlock like a very cool prize at the end. It could be materials, it could be outfits, it could be particular items. I'll leave it off on this note, but there's one, oh my gosh, there was one quest, and I remember it was a Christmas one, right? Talking about the holiday season. I remember a while ago, I think it featured, I'm not sure if it featured Scrooge, but I know it featured Santa Claus. Where basically, you're helping Santa Claus prepare for the holiday season, something along those sorts. I remember at the very end, if you completed the discovery quest in time, because remember, these are time based, these are time limited, then you unlocked a house called the Claus Compound. I remember the first time around when I played this game, I didn't complete it in time. The second time around, I remember I was getting so close to the end. I realized that there was like one more action that I had to complete, and it was going to take a long time. And I had enough lifestyle points, and I was like, okay, I have enough lifestyle points. It'll come back to me. And I was able to complete the quest, and I unlocked the house, and I was so flippin' excited. Let me just show you the exterior because, girl, look at her. She's so pretty. But this is un, deux, trois. This is a three-story Simoleon house, and then I also have the backyard. Oh, I am so happy that I got this. And of course I renovated it and like added stuff and put stuff in other houses over the course of time. But this is just one of the things that you're able to get if you're able to um unlock the final prize at the end of the discovery quest in time. And I don't have simoleons, nor do I have like the whole entire day to be like, oh yeah, let me just like dive in on this discovery quest to make sure I get everything completed. I'm not set up for that yet, but hopefully maybe down the line I can possibly show that on this channel if you guys are interested. But I think I will leave it at that. I think next stream, because this is, I would say this is part one. I'll talk about OC content because I mentioned that a little bit earlier. Because the original plan was to possibly add some stuff and add some OC content into my sim town because there's one particular, I saw a bunch of eyes that were available in the salon that I was really interested in. I'm like, oh, this looks so cute. This is literally made for my OC. And then they said, oh yeah, that costs lifestyle points. So, you know what? Maybe I'll show you guys OC content. So I will show like a broader picture of what I want to possibly put out into my sim town. But yeah, that was all from me in regards to talking about Sims Freeplay. If you guys want me to ramble on and show you more about my sim town, then let me know. I really enjoy this game. This is one of those games where I feel like not a whole lot of people know, but this is a game that I hold true close to my heart. I've been working on it. I'm not gonna lie, it low-key helps with time management. You realize that sometimes when there's a due date, there's a due date, and if you miss out on the due date, then you snooze, you lose. So yeah, but if you guys want me to talk more or show you more about my Sims free play content, let me know. And that was all from the Drop on Bull Street. Again, my name is Lo, a comms major at JCSU, and thank you for watching. I will see you guys for part two later.